Hey there friends, welcome back to my channel for a special edition floss tube video. As you can see by the title, we are doing a Needlework Expo release video today. However, it is not mine. My name is Liz, my company is Hello from Liz Matthews, but today I am sharing with you Kathy Barrick's new needlework releases for Needlework Expo. Now, in case you didn't know, Kathy Barrick is my mom. She has been in the industry for 25 plus years, and normally she does these like reveal videos with me, but as she shared on her social media, she did have some planned and unexpected surgery that she is recovering from, and she just wasn't feeling camera ready yet. The recovery is slow, but she's doing great. Like, no worries there. Everything is progressing just as it should. But when I was visiting her a couple days ago, I scooped up her models and decided to do this video solo for her. So these will be all of Kathy Barrick's new releases for Needlework Expo. If you are not familiar with Needlework Expo, it is a virtual trade show that is open to shop owners only. It is where they will come and virtually shop our booth and purchase products to bring to you guys. So if you see anything in this video that you like, the way you can get it is by contacting your LNS, your ONS, and placing a special order with them. Kathy is not selling these directly to you. It is through your local shops because we like to support them and appreciate them and love them. So that's how you can get any of these designs. I also wanted to point out that Kathy has a sale. It's so weird calling her Kathy. Mom has a sale going on in her Etsy shop right now. It is PDFs only, but everything is 20% off. So she has a vast collection of designs at this point. If there's anything you had your eye on, now might be the time. These designs won't be available there in the near future. Like, get those through your LNSs. But without further ado, let's dive in. I do have to say I will be referencing her notes quite often because I am not the one who stitched any of these, and I'm just, relaying the information for her. So she has 4 new designs. Oh my God, they're so good. As you know, she's so good, she's so talented, and I am excited to share these with you today. And then 2 accessories that I will share with you at the end. If you have any, excuse me, if you have any questions about anything I share with you, please put them in the comments below because I will have Kathy/mom check those and respond to those and answer your questions since she can't be here with me today. She did want me to tell you she was sorry she couldn't be here and she looks forward to doing another video in the future. So let's get into this. Okay. I don't even know which one is my favorite. I am pleased to present to you a Quaker Dwelling. I know. Okay, let me give you a close-up. How fabulous is this? That house, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. It's so fun, like, showing somebody else's works. So we have a big old house smack dab in the center in a blue and teal color palette. That red door really stands out, surrounded by traditional Quaker motifs in this one. Let me read to you the details on this. A Quaker Dwelling. This original design was stitched on 40 count boardwalk linen from color and cotton using 1 strand of needlepoint silk over 2 threads of linen. Cross stitch is used throughout. The frame was custom made at Michael's. I love this frame. I saw this frame and started drooling instantly. The stitch count for this is 232 wide by 239 high. Okay, so there is the NPI list as well as a DMC conversion. Mom and I always will put a DMC conversion on our chart. We want to make sure whatever you decide to stitch your pieces in, all the info is there for you. And we take a lot of time making those conversion lists, so they should be accurate. And Mom relies on some amazing model stitchers to get her pieces stitched and to market, and this piece was stitched by Rindy Richards in 29 days. Rindy, applause to you. This is amazing. The stitching is beautiful, and I really love this piece. So that's Quaker Dwelling. Oh, that's the back. Didn't think there. Next up, we have a Dutch sampler. This is a reproduction sampler. I saw the original, bam, when it arrived, and it is gorgeous, as is this piece that she reproduced, true to the original. Let me give you a close-up. I absolutely love this piece. I love that Mom stayed true to the reproduction color palette, so there's a lot of muted tones in here, but the blue is vibrant and stands out. I love the linen that she stitched it on. It's 40 count Havana, and like that contrast is just so striking and beautiful. I have to call your attention to the pear. I love the pear and the flower baskets. I mean, I want to point out these motifs that I love, but as I look at it, I'm like, but I love that, but I love that. Look at that stork. This is so beautiful. For all of you antique sampler stitchers out there, I think you will really love this. This also looks incredibly fun to stitch. Very satisfying, like you get a motif done, get that sense of accomplishment, move on. I love this so much. In addition to this, let's see if I can do it. There are 2 pin cushions. So Mom also loved the motifs in this piece and had, okay, I can do this better, I swear. And had 2 of the motifs translated into pin cushions. There they are, finished beautifully. I know I did not hold those up well, but there they are. Let me give you all of the details on this piece. This is a piece where you could have taken any of the motifs and done a smaller version and had a beautiful finished piece. Okay, a Dutch sampler. It was love at first sight when I found this antique sampler. It came to me from Virginia and spent a good amount of time in Vermont. Where it spent time before that is a mystery. Sorry, I did not read this before I came on here. I believe the antique was stitched in the Netherlands, as the motifs in the sampler are typical to that area, most especially the church, the stork, the large birds, the flower baskets, and the well. I had no idea, but I guess that's what happens when you've been in the industry so long. You get vast knowledge. Our antique reproduction is stitched on 40 count Havana from Weeks Dye Works using Needlepoint Silk and willow green silk and color from the thread gatherer. This sampler is stitched almost exclusively in cross stitch. She gives an MPI list, a DMC conversion. You will also need 2 skeins of willow green silk and color. Good to know. The 2 pin cushions are also stitched and backed with 40 count Havana from Weeks Dye Works. Both pin cushions are edged with cotton chenille trim in aged saffron from Dames of the Needle, from the Cauldron. I hope that makes sense to you. I don't quite understand that, but I know Mom knows what she's writing. So this is a Dutch sampler. I should also mention that I am going to put all of the called for material list and information in the description box of this video should you see anything that you want to start kitting up. There we go. Moving on, 2 more. We go to pieces of old. There it is. There it is. Let me do this. Look at that girl in that polka dot dress. Those deers, that tree, butterflies, houses, all in a bowl. I love this. I love all of them. Did I mention my mom is so good? Pieces of old. This is another original design and a conglomeration of motifs found on antique samplers. It is stitched on 40 count vellum from Picture This Plus using 1 strand of needlepoint silk over 2 threads of linen. Cross stitch over both 1 and 2 threads of linen is used throughout. All the over 1 stitches are in the butterfly antenna. Okay, good to know. I was gonna try to find them for you. Thanks, Mom. And the stitch count is 246 wide by 318 high. Needlepoint silks were used, DMC conversion provided. I was just thinking, I did not give you a stitch count and I don't have it provided for the Dutch sampler that I showed just before this. Mom, if you could help me out, I will put it in the description box when I get it. Okay, back to this guy. I love this guy. Can we talk about these trees for a minute? Look at those trees. I am obsessed with the color fade, the design. So good, so good. So within these butterflies is where, okay, so a couple of the butterflies' antenna are back stitched over 1. So that is very easy to adapt and change. If you don't like it, it's so minimal and so easy. Oh my gosh, look at this piece. That girl in the polka dot dress with those rosy cheeks. There it is. There it is. This is another piece. Like you could do you could do from here down if you didn't want to do the whole piece. I think just the girl with the lamb, like you could break this up and do whatever you want with it because this is a big piece. I gave you the stitch count. It's large, but it's so beautiful. And actually, all of Mom's releases this round are on the larger side, but are totally doable in smaller versions. So don't ever be afraid to take a piece of mine or Mom's designs out. You know what I mean? Make them your own, adapt them, make them fit your style. We love to see you do that. So this is Pieces of Old. One more cross stitch piece for you. Let me get my notes together. Okay, this is a mouthful of a title. It is Amelia Scott and How Her Parents Did Educate Her. That's the title. Are you guessing? Are you guessing what it is? Ta-da! It is a multiplication table. Kind of is appropriate for all the homeschooling parents these days. Look at that. Okay, let me give you the deets on this. Okay. This is an original design inspired by fabulous multiplication table samplers everywhere. It was a thing. It's a historic, traditional thing that people stitched. Our sampler is stitched on 40 count dapple from Picture This Plus using 1 strand of needlepoint silk over 2 threads of linen. Worked in cross stitch with an alphabet stitched in both Algerian eye stitches and Rhodes stitches. Needlepoint silks were used. A DMC conversion is provided. Beth Wixon stitched the model. She is the best. There you go. Let me make sure you can see. I'm gonna stand up here. So this alphabet up here is done in Rhodes and Algerian eye stitches. The Rhodes is totally new to me, but a beautiful, beautiful stitch. So you could always adapt that and just do a traditional cross stitch if you aren't into fancy stitches. There's also Algerian eye stitches in the initial down here. The rest is just your traditional cross stitch. So there you go. Amelia Prescott and how her parents did educate her. Isn't that beautiful? I love that sun. I love the deer. Love it all. So those are Kathy Barrick's 4 new releases for Needlework Expo. Now, she does have 2 extras coming at you, and I am excited to share them with you right now. They are both needlework labels like you've seen her put out in the past. I think she has 4 or 5 already released, and she is bringing you 2 new styles for Expo. This set is the Bequeathment labels by Kathy Barrick. It comes bagged with a label that looks something like this. And if you're wondering if bequeathment is a word, it was a word used hundreds of years ago. I don't think that we use it in our language anymore, but upon some research, Kathy did find that it was in fact a word. So these needlework labels are sets of 8. They look something like this. They have a full sticker back on them, so you can fill them out and affix them to the back of your finished pieces and commemorate your work and share the details of your work. So these bequeathment labels are specifically to indicate who your pieces should be left to upon your death. It's like a fancy will right here. So there are 8 labels, each with a different picture. I'm gonna flip through them and share them with you now. They not only have a unique picture, but they also have a unique saying. This one says, "I bequeath to thee, weep not for me, with love everlasting." And then at the bottom, you would write who you want to leave your piece to. So there's that one. I'm not going to read all of these to you for the sake of time, but I have to show you these pictures because they are so good. And again, you get all of these in one package. I don't even know which one is my favorite. But I love the idea of putting these on the back of your work that you spend so much time on. You could even put these on the back of antique samplers that you might have, just to make sure that when you're no longer here, your pieces go to somebody who appreciates the hard work and the beauty. So that is the full pack of the bequeathment labels. Now, oh, this fell. Now we have more traditional needlework labels. This is Colonial Girls and Their Dolls. It is another 8-pack. This is the label on this pack, and I will run through them again. These all have the same text on them. It says this piece was wrought by, fill in your name, and completed on date, title, designer, linen, thread. Let me show you these pictures real quick. Oh, I like this one. I like the bird on her shoulder. So again, this is all one package. Ooh. Two, four. And the last one. So there you have it. That is everything Kathy Barrick is bringing to the market for Needlework Expo. Again, if you see anything you like here, contact your LNS, ask them to put it on special order for you, and they can get it when they attend Needlework Expo in a little over 1 short week. If you have any questions, if I've left something out, I am very sure that I have. Drop it in the comments below. Kathy will be looking at those and will answer them for you. I will be sure to put all the details for all of these pieces in the description box of this video. happy stitching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Mom, I miss you. She will be back with us for the next release. Until then, stitch on, be well. So long.